Hey everyone, happy Friday. Hope you're all doing well. And quite a week. Been quite a week. So we'll wait for questions that anyone might have. Feel free, say hello. Feel free to drop in, and if you're dropping in, make sure to say hello, where you're from. So my name is Mike Gelman. We're broadcasting live on Facebook, Periscope, and LinkedIn. I'm sorry, not Periscope, YouTube, Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. And this is a space here for, if you're watching the replay, come back again on next Friday. You can ask me questions live. You can also submit questions ahead of time, and I'll answer them on this broadcast. So anything related to your leadership, related to your job search, related to any team issues in the workplace that you're challenged with, I will answer them here. So this is a space I create for that. I hope everyone is healthy and well. I know we've had some interesting news this week. I don't talk about politics on this particular program, but I do hope you are well. And what else? So while we're waiting here, one of the other things I like to do on Fridays is just take stock. Like, what are we grateful for? And so I invite you to share that. Either post it, even if you're watching the replay, that's fine. Post it afterwards. What's something you are grateful for? And I think for me, something that I am grateful for is I've been able to continue to run regularly every day and kind of exercise as well on the days in between. So that's helped me keep my sanity for sure. That and my meditation, I've been really consistent with that. So I'm really proud and pleased that I've been able to maintain that. And there's a lot of things that I'm grateful for. There's definitely a lot of challenges going on right now in my life, and it's one step at a time. You just take it day by day. I just got off the call with a guy that's managing one of my properties, and it's one thing after another. I think I talked about it last Friday a little bit. So it's I'll have to make some key decisions, but overall, staying busy with clients. And I'll share with you that a theme that's been coming up pretty strongly, and it's not necessarily a COVID thing, but I think the issues become ever more apparent or exacerbated for my clients. And most of my clients are either engineers or project managers, or they're leaders at different levels, manager, director, VP. I've got some new ones coming on in a couple of weeks that will be at the senior VP, executive VP level. But the common theme is really around emotional intelligence. How do you effectively, in conflict, like how do you effectively have those difficult conversations? How do you pick up your own blind spots, like how you're contributing to these situations, right, that you're frustrated by? And sometimes it can take a while to really unpack the onion, the different layers of defenses that we have to protect ourselves, right, in terms of our attitudes or behaviors, actions that we've been taking that create or contribute to the very challenge that we are facing with someone else or a number of others. So an example, I have a client who has been really frustrated, and this is similar to many other clients I have right now, at least half a dozen right now that are facing this. Um, you know, feeling like other people are not taking them seriously, very frustrated, and so and then kind of blowing up. These are generally people who are very low key, but then you reach a boiling point and you just kind of lash out at other people. And so my conversations with this one person, and quite honestly with about 5 others right now, is how do we manage the spectrum of response. So with emotional intelligence, there's a sense of self-awareness. To what extent are we aware of our own emotions as they are happening? And so if you're feeling angry, if you're feeling anxious, if you're feeling annoyed, if you're frustrated, right? There's different things. If you're sad, right? So if you're afraid, that's one of the primary emotions, fear. Many times we fail to acknowledge that. And we fail to acknowledge it because sometimes we're just not aware of it, or sometimes we don't want to, it's an ego protection mechanism, right? We don't want to honor that truth about ourselves. Yeah. And so that phone's been ringing off the hook. Sorry about that. All right, so it'll stop eventually. All right, so in any event, one of the keys to self-mastery is being able to manage that, is be aware, first of all, and then choose our response that we want, and an effective response. And sometimes we don't always have the skills that we need to do that. So, with this one client that had a peer basically criticize them, and that was a trigger. So, are you aware of your triggers? That's really important. So, once you have awareness of kind of your emotions and what they are, another step is, well, what are your trigger? What triggered that? What are the things that happen just before you get to that emotional state? Because then you can manage some of those triggers and prepare strategies for dealing with them. And so one of the books that I think is really excellent, if you're curious about it, is called Crucial Conversations. That's an excellent book. A second book is called Emotional Intelligence 2.0. So Crucial Conversations, the authors are Joseph Grenny. I wonder if I have a copy. No, it's in the back of the house. I don't have a copy out here on my bookshelf. Joseph Grenny, Ron McMillan, Al Switzler. There's a fourth author that I'm forgetting at the moment. So check it out. You can get it on Amazon for under $15. And then that's the same thing with the Emotional Intelligence 2.0. You can also get that for, it's like around $15. And it comes with an assessment. You can actually get an assessment. You take it online to get your, where you fall on 4 major areas for emotional intelligence, right? So there's the self-awareness, there's the self-management, so how you respond, with respect to your feelings. And then there's a relationship awareness component and a relationship management, right? Or a social awareness component, right? Relationship, social, and that's your ability to, for example, the awareness piece is your ability to read the room. So I had a colleague one day, like we had just lost a coworker of ours had just lost her daughter to just kind of a tragic thing. and we were all in the room, and just kind of, it was pretty solemn in there. And one of my colleagues came in kind of about 10 minutes late into the meeting, maybe 5 minutes, I don't know, it probably wasn't that long. Came in a few minutes late, and started being his regular jovial self. And just kind of cracking jokes here or there and whatnot. And this is a well-respected, well-liked team member, but he totally did not pick up the climate in the room. And that's what that relational awareness or social awareness is, right? Once we told him, and he wasn't aware that this colleague's daughter had passed away either. So once we told him, then he was able to kind of adjust his tone accordingly, his presence, his energy accordingly. He was embarrassed, of course, but so that's a skill. So how good are you at reading the room, right? The nonverbals, the tones, and then the management of that is, how do you respond? You ignore it. So for example, like let's just keep it simple. You're having a one-on-one with someone and you notice that maybe they're just tired and they're just glassy-eyed, and you have some feedback for them, or you want to talk to them, you're trying to explain the theory of relativity to them, whatever it is in your world. And you just proceed to continue doing that, right? Because you're there in front of them, you have their attention. But you can kind of see that they're not all together there, right? They're a little checked out or overwhelmed or whatever it is. So someone that doesn't have that mastery, someone with the mastery will adjust and say, you know what? You seem like really tired, or you seem distracted, or you seem overwhelmed, right? And check in with them around that. Like, stop whatever it is on your agenda and check in with them around that. And they may say, yeah, you know what, I am. It's been a long day. And for you to then say, well, maybe we can talk about this tomorrow. That would be a better time, right? Rather than steamroll without the management, you'll just steamroll because you want to just get it off your chest, or you want to say what you have to say without really regard for whether it's being received, right? So these are really critical skills in the workplace. One of the top ones that employers are looking for, right? Empathy, agility, emotional intelligence is its own category from empathy, right? So those are three skills that are really in high demand. And not just in COVID times, but looking ahead. So if those are areas that aren't strengths of yours, or if you're not even sure, that would be a great opportunity for you to get some feedback around that from others and kind of get their perspective, right? Because you might think that you're kind of totally a caring, empathetic, understanding, but to others, maybe not, right? Because it's all relative. Like, it's all relative to who else is in their life or what they've experienced. So as it is for you. So, all right. So that's all I have today. That's no questions here. So we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. And I wish everyone a fantastic weekend. And I will be back on Tuesday with the second installment of my second series, Leadership, High Performing Leader series. And I don't remember the topic offhand, but this week, if you missed it on Tuesday, you can go back and look. I did it around conflict, right? And this is from the leader perspective. How do you engage employees? And the topic being conflict. And next week, I believe, is performance conversations. So if you have employees who aren't meeting your expectations, then tune in. Tune in on Tuesday. All right? Follow me on LinkedIn. Follow me on my High Five Facebook page, which is High Five Career. I'll type it in right now. Facebook page is facebook.com, High Five Career. Okay. I'll post that. I think you'll see it on Facebook and you'll see it on LinkedIn, but you won't see it on YouTube necessarily. But anyhow, so follow me and have a great weekend, everyone. Take care. Bye.